This video is going to take about 10 minutes. After I do this little introduction, I'm going to read 3 poems. My name's Stone Riley. I'm with the Occupy movement. In fact, here we are in March of 2012. And I'm actually running to be a delegate to the Occupy movement's 99% national convention later this year. This is my campaign video in the online election to become a delegate from this region where I live. And what I'm going to do is read 3 poems. I do want to mention this black and white bandana that I'm wearing because I will wear this to the convention. Black and white are the colors of a political philosophy called nonviolent anarchism. The idea is that we human beings really are the real government, and we can build real democracy, and nonviolence, a deep commitment to nonviolence, is essential to the process, and nonviolent activism is the strategy we can use to win. Okay, so here's 3 poems. These are storytelling poems that tell real, actual stories from my life. The first one is called Do the Hard Work. Shouldn't there be snow? It's February in the outlying reaches of the Alps in southern Germany. We're out on the porch of a tavern. It clings to a steep valley's green grassy wall, nursing mugs of beer in the rising twilight. We're the tavern's only customers. We scarcely speak and scarcely make a sound, for we are keeping secrets, each their own. I go lean on a rail to watch the darkness move. It's coming toward me, rising from the valley's shadows far below. The air is still, clear. It's not even really cold. We're 5 men. Our little truck is parked up by the road. It's 1971, and we are U.S. Army soldiers stationed in this country on a Cold War stalemate line instead of being sent to fight in Vietnam. The old sergeant, commander of our little journey for this evening, he who kindly halted here and even bought the beer, he comes to lean against the railing beside me. The young corporal who's driving also comes and sits down on the bench beside and slowly takes a sip. The old sergeant, this professional soldier, to show he's talking to me, looks out there where I'm looking, and he breaks the silence. I admire what you're doing. I've just done 30 days in Army jail for doing war resistance work. He and his corporal are transporting me and 2 other malefactors, also just released, back to our regular duties. He has now given me military information about morale. He's spoken very softly. Surprised, I look into his face and look away. I whisper, "Thanks. So, what does this mean that I should do?" And then, down there below, laboring to rise out of the rising night, low to the grassy ground, laboring up this hillside, I see a crow at wing. Do the hard work. Here's the second poem. It's called Shock and Awe. Here's a combat story from Iraq that I heard on National Public Radio one morning. The report was very brief, so please forgive me if I have to fill in some details. That's really what you do with a radio story anyway, and the incident apparently is pretty typical, so I probably can't go very far wrong. So anyway, the lead point element of one of our mechanized divisions has reached their current designated spot on the road to Baghdad. They halt, drive off the road, they form up their vehicles around the landscape like they should. The commanding officer, of course, naturally sends out some guys in tanks and armored vehicles, Bradleys, to scout ahead a certain distance up the road. The radio reporter happened to be a passenger in one of those particular Bradleys, so he tells about this. So pretty soon they spot a major ambush attempt. Our guys, well trained, still alert despite the sleepless grind, see it in time with their computerized vision screens. The enemy has put some tanks, maybe half a dozen tanks, probably big T-72s, I guess, lying in wait, hiding in among the little houses and the little mosque and palm trees in one of those dusty little adobe desert villages. Our guys stop and deploy. While they're still maneuvering outside of the enemy's effective range, they pop all the enemy tanks with one round each. They all explode and burn. That's good shooting. And pretty quick our guys are on their way again. So now here's the thing. They go as far forward as they're supposed to go and turn around. So now they're rolling back. They reach the ambush site again. Now here's one single enemy soldier left alive, all alone, on foot. And he starts shooting at their armored vehicles with an ordinary AK-47 rifle. They pop him with a cannon round. Shock and awe. Okay, here's the third poem. The third poem is called 75 Jackson Street. "75 Jackson Street in Worcester, Massachusetts is an old, empty, red brick factory like countless thousands of others in New England in our time. But more particular, it's one of several city blocks of them that I drive among while delivering a child, my lovely young granddaughter, to her school most mornings. All these abandoned red brick mills, each one of them in city blocks or standing in the countryside, small or large, so imperious, with a profound squareness, so many myriad of red flat bricks, all in Pythagorean vertical flat planes, and so astonishing with their transcendental emptiness. Habitation now for long gone souls, now passed to elsewhere, who another time labor here daily, living lives like mine inside that place. While I pass by or sometimes stop to stare, they fill me with strange emotions. These are such human things. They're still and oh, and yet, as life forever must be hope, I see each one to be an ancient womb. Okay. You'll be seeing some contact information on your screen now. Thank you very much.